Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Steins Zero. In the last episode, Maho Hiajo brought a cup of coffee to Professor Leskinen as he was trying to determine the lying capabilities of Amadeus Kurisu. Soon afterwards, Maho ran into a colleague from the nearby lab, a woman by the name of Dr. Judy Reyes, who was on her way to see Leskinen about her own research. Of course, Maho's curiosity ended up getting the better of her, and she eavesdropped on the conversation between Leskinen and Reyes, and discovered something truly disturbing. Turns out that Leskinen wasn't entirely as trustworthy as we first thought, because apparently he's using Amadeus as a means of keeping tabs on Rintaro Ogebe as a kind of bugging system, supposedly. And it seems that he has ulterior motives for the applications of Amadeus. And a brief what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to rack my brain to find what I'm trying to say. A brief sentence from Dr. Reyes has yielded the possibility that the assassination attempt may in fact be the direct result of brain tampering, thanks to Dr. Leskinen. In other words, he was the one who staged the assassination attempt with that heckler by essentially rewriting his brain patterns to basically serve as some kind of assailant. Unfortunately, Maho was caught thanks to a creak in the door, and she was apprehended by both Leskinen and Reyes. Of course, Rintaro Ogebe is completely unaware of these facts and this rather unfortunate turn of events. The rainy season hadn't been that bad this year, and what little remained of it had already disappeared. Temperature-wise, summer had come a long time ago. Indeed, it's been a whole year.
Natsu ka.
And yet it feels like summer was just moments ago. In other words, it had almost been a year since it happened. Almost a year since Kurisu's death. And then one Saturday afternoon in the busy streets of... actually, to be honest, I don't think this looks like Akihabara. There's a sign saying Sunshine City Street. If I stayed home, not only would it be hot, but Dad would also be on my case about helping with the family business. To get away, I'd come to the area around Ikebukuro station. So that's where we are. We're actually finally in Ikebukuro. A year ago I could have gone to the lab, but with Suzuha living there now, I'd mostly stopped going. But that meant it was hard to find a place to study on my days off. It was too much trouble to go to the university. And the classrooms probably weren't open on weekends anyway. That's very true. But fortunately we know a place. After a lot of research, I'd settled on spending my free days visiting this cafe near my parents' home and spending a few hours there. It's a quaint little establishment, if I do say so myself. In fact, a lot of the other patrons did the same thing I did, buying a single cup of coffee and sitting there for hours on end. Some brought books, some brought computers. I chuckled to myself as I'd realized I'd joined the ranks of the other normies. I think Daru and Ferris came to that conclusion a very long time ago. It appears we've got a message on RINE. Let me just check that. And it's from Mayuri of all people. Doo-doo-doo. Where are you now? We're drinking coffee at this flash cafe, like a boss, as usual. Oh, the usual cafe, right? I just went to your place and you weren't home. You did? Did my dad make a nuisance of himself again? Come to think of it, we've never actually met Rintaro's parents, or indeed the parents of any of the other Future Gadget lab members like Mayuri and Daru. It's okay, he gave me some barley tea. I have to go shopping. Will you come with me? Okay. Although I thought you said you were quitting the Ho in Kiyoma shtick. There's a favorites emoji. Thank you. Okay, I'll leave now. Wait for me. So they went to my house? Yeah. Stands to reason that Mayuri wouldn't be alone. She's probably accompanied by... she's probably joined by Fabris, Yuki, Fubuki... No, Fubuki would... No. Is she still in the hospital? We'll have to check. She's probably been released by now. Surely. Fubuki, Kaede, and of course, Ruka. My family's business was called Okabe Greengrocer. It was a beat-up old store located in a rundown shopping street. The place was almost 40 years old. I really wanted them to rebuild it. Looks like we're hitting the books once again. My mind had wandered. Mayuri was going to be here in less than 15 minutes, so maybe it was time to call it a day. I'd worked pretty hard during the morning, so it wasn't too bad. I was a little surprised at how hard I've been working lately. I could feel how having a goal gave me energy. I needed to get to Mitochondria University as soon as I could. I know you have your reasons, Rintaro Okabe, due to the fact that it's the place where Kurisu Makase and Maho Hiajo both are, or were in the case of Kurisu Makase. But I think something is going to make you put the brakes on that particular goal sooner or later. It's been quite a few months since Rintaro last talked with Maho Hiajo. Since I was still testing Amadeus, I'd kept in touch with Maho via email and online chat. She must have been working hard because she was always sleepy. Indeed she is. And that's the ringtone of, that's the Amadeus signal. We got the bat signal, and now we got the Amadeus signal. And then my phone started to vibrate. It was from Amadeus Kurisu. Lately she'd been contacting me all the time. I vaguely remembered that at first she promised not to talk to me unless I contacted her first. But we talked almost every day over the course of the last 6 months, and as time passed, I'd almost totally forgotten about that. I reached down to answer. Might as well get in touch with Amadeus Kurisu.
Hi.
Yeah, you kind of caught us at a bad time there, Amadeus Kurisu.
何よ、どうして声を潜めてる?
Probably because we're in a public place, and yeah, I think the sight of somebody talking to a 3D avatar on his smartphone might get a few stares.
Shh. 今店の中なんだ.
Well, at least they allow for cell phones, unlike the ramen shop in
頼むから。
Akihabara.
俺の都合に関係なく連絡してくるのはやめてくれ。
あんたがどこで何してるかなんてさすがに把握してないわよ。
A very typical Kurisu response of you there. Though apparently Rintaro and Amadeus Kurisu have been in touch for the last 6 months.
それとも私に24時間監視してほしいの？
This is not candid camera, and it's not the Truman Show, Amadeus Kurisu.
あんたが寝てる姿とかお風呂入ってる姿とか全部覗き見してほしいと？
I believe you're the one saying those words. Rintaro hasn't said a thing. Way to make the situation awkward, Amadeus Kurisu.
なかなかの変態ね。
How is this Rintaro's fault? You were the one who said those things, not him.
知った口を聞いてすみませんでした。
But of course he doesn't want to get on Amadeus Kurisu's bad side, so he's apologizing when she should be the one doing
私
so.
が連絡したってあんたが出たくなければ出なくていいの。
It's nice of you to talk, just don't call 24/7.
それぐらいで怒ったりしない。
Then why are you mad? You're mad right now.
そうだな。
あ、今は迷惑みたいだからお望み通り切るわ。確かにスマホで 3D モデルの女と真面目な顔して会話してる大学生男子ってかなり気持ち悪いし。
What an astute observation of you there, Amadeus Kurisu.
お前な。
冗談よ。
And Amadeus Kurisu seems flustered even though she's not
い
incorrect.
つも相手をしてくれてこれでも一応
And now she's embarrassed.
感謝はしてるんだからな。
Of course, she's not the only one who's currently embarrassed in this situation.
そういう話はいいから、とにかく切るぞ。
Goodbye.
あ、ちょっ
Disconnected. Amadeus Kurisu always talked so much. The real one used to talk a lot too. Talking to her in a place like this also always drew a lot of attention and made me feel awkward. Looking at a screen and talking to her was embarrassing was all, so I proposed that I talk to her like I was on a normal phone. And this is what she said. Why do I have to stare at a close-up of the side of your head? She really was a selfish little program. Indeed. Very much so. Mayuri and I met up and headed for Tokyo Hands. When I stepped inside the air-conditioned store, I felt refreshed. Yeah, really need to get air conditioning in the Future Gadget Lab ASAP. If it was this hot in June, I shuddered to think of what it was going to be like in July or August.
それで、一体何を買うつもりなんだ？
And since it's summertime, Mayuri's back in her summer clothes and her summer hairstyle.
商品宣伝用のポップを作るんだ。だからそれ用のカードとか蛍光ペンとか。
Seems like Mayuri's planning to do some advertising, possibly for could it be advertising for the summer Komima in
今
August?
年はコミマで同人誌でも出す気か？
違うよ。岡部製菓店で使うんだよ。
Advertising for the greengrocer? That's
なんだっ
rather out of left field. My family business?
今日オカリンの家に行った時にね、おじさんとそんな話になって。
Yeah, she did say that she went over to his house.
じゃあマユシーが作りますって立候補したの。
おいおい。
So you just basically got roped into something that Rintaro's father should be doing. My dad could be such a jerk. Then again, Horin Kiyoma was very much of a similar mindset when it came to Kurisu Makase.
お前がそんなことする必要ないんだぞ。
でもマユシーがやりたいからやっているのです。
Well, I'm glad that one of us is enthused about this particular pet project, Mayuri.
本当にいいのか？
オカリンやおじさんおばさんにはいつもお世話になってるから。
Well, I'm sure she has a point there.
じゃあ代わりに今度何かプレゼントするよ。
Yeah, something to pay her back for her kindness.
本当嬉しいな。
Yeah, in the old days, Horin Kiyoma would never deign to give his hostage a thank you gift. I took a quick look around and saw that they were selling a lot of things you could use for advertising. I decided to mostly leave the purchasing decisions up to Mayuri. He spent quite a while deciding what to buy. Well, maybe because of all the time she spent at Meikui Nyan Yan, her taste ran in the direction of cute and anime. Part of me thought it was dangerous to leave it up to her, but still, they asked her, not me. It wasn't any of my business. I suggest leave it to her. And so I decided to wander around the store while Mayuri finished her shopping. But... Really, Amadeus Kurisu? Really? Again? What is it now?
どうかしたか？
Hail to thee, and well met.
もしかして買い物中？
ああ、マユリとな。
That we are.
へえ、デート？
And Amadeus Kurisu jumping to conclusions once again.
スイーツかっこ笑い。
その呼び方はやめろと言ったろうが。
だったらお前も恋愛脳の癖を直すんだな。
Yeah, you assume too much.
はいはい、わかったわよ。
Yeah. Also, Maho finds that really annoying as well.
でも、まゆりさんって可愛いわよね。
Did you hear what we said 5 seconds ago, Amadeus Kurisu?
あんな可愛い年下の幼馴染がいるなんて、あんた恵まれてるわよ。
そうだな。
Indeed, we're grateful to have her as a friend.
先輩の活用は絶望的じゃない。可愛げもないし、年齢でも勝てないし、身長も負けてるし、あとバスト的なものも惨敗だし。かわいそうな先輩。
You were too talkative for your own good, Amadeus Kurisu.
それをヒヤジョーさんの前で言ったらプログラム丸ごと消去されるぞ。
Indeed, that she would. If she didn't break the program with her bare hands.
私、未だにまゆりさんを紹介してもらってない。
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
あんた、友達は結構いるのに、私のことは誰にも教えようとしないわよね。
Yeah, that's because the reason we haven't told them about you is because reasons to do with the actual Kurisu Makase.
守秘義務的なものがあるんだ。あまり人に教えないようにって言われてる。
And also, Maho did, well, tell us, we promised not to tell anyone about Amadeus.
本当にそれだけなの？
There's that curiosity again.
実は私と話してるのを人に見られたくないんじゃない？
そんなことはないさ。どうしても紹介してほしいなら、ヒア城さんに許可をもらうぞ。
I suppose we could compromise on this particular
手
issue.
始めに、俺が一番頼りにしている男であるダルを紹介しよう。
Indeed, our favorite right arm.
あいつなら、お前には相当食いつくはずだ。
We'll try to keep his hands off your program as much as possible.
24時間延々とエロ目線で見つめられてハーハーされ続けるんですね。わかります。変態が怖い。
Yeah, that or he might end up putting Amadeus into one of his eroji games. That would be a terrible scenario. Amadeus Kurisu went pale and started to shake. I told Amadeus Kurisu all kind of things about what kind of person Daru was. She could easily imagine what would happen if she ever fell into his clutches.
やっぱり紹介はしてくれなくていいわ。
Well, it looks like we managed to avoid that
あんた
one.
が相手をしてくれるだけで十分と思わなくちゃ。
You don't know how lucky you are, Amadeus.
おかりー。
Oh, and just at that moment, a wild Mayuri appears. Well, that was a bit sudden, and Amadeus disappeared. Mayuri walked over, carrying a shopping basket.
あれ？今誰と話してたの？
We were talking to, the mystery contact that Hoin Kiyoma often talks to on his phone. Yeah, that's...
Oh.
I'm sure Mayuri will buy that
え
excuse.
と、
I looked down at my phone. Amadeus Kurisu had disappeared and my smartphone was back at its home screen. So we're not the only ones that can sever the call, it seems. Evidently Amadeus Kurisu had hung up.
大学の先輩からだった。
A half-truth if ever there was one.
そっか
But it should be enough to appease Mayuri. I knew I didn't have to hide Amadeus Kurisu, but at the same time, Mayuri was the one person I didn't want finding out. She knew that I'd failed to save Kurisu Makase last summer,
それで、買うものは決まったか？
and heaven forbid that Amadeus Kurisu learn what truly happened to a real-life counterpart.
こんな感じでどうかな？
The basket was filled with heart and star-shaped cardstock. This didn't really go with our store's look. It's like we're going to have to do some shopping ourselves, but I decided when I'd started I was going to let Mayuri make the decisions. Dad might complain later, but I didn't care. He was the one who asked Mayuri for help, not me. And so I went over to the register. Since it was a Saturday, the checkout area was overflowing with shopping carts. Since it was going to take a while, I sent Mayuri to browse the toy section on another floor. I knew they'd have some stuff from one of her favorite shows, RINE Kakeru. A very popular manga about the internet that appears in Rokuro Comics. It also has an anime presently in its 3rd season that runs every Sunday at 9 AM on East TV stations. While the general atmosphere and character design of the show may make it look like it's for children, its unusually realistic themes make it a show that adults can enjoy as well. Mayuri looked apologetic, but did what I told her to do. I'm sure she enjoyed shopping for Upas. In the end, I waited a whole 15 minutes at the register. As an apology, I decided to get the present I promised her, as a thank you for helping us out. She seemed really happy as she stared at the keychain. It was Upa, the mascot character from the RINE Kakeru series. It appears to be a fairy Upa with actual runes, or not quite runes, or leaves around its head. It's kind of crown. I told her when she went over to the toy section she could pick out anything she wanted, and this was what she chose.
ウーパならもう大量に持ってるのにずいぶん嬉しそうだな。
As Mayuri Shina will tell you, Rintaro Okabe, one can never have too many Upas.
しかもそれって普通の緑色のウーパだろ？レアなやつじゃないよな。
She likes it because it's a fairy,
レア
or a
なのは
butterfly.
確かメタルウーパだっけか。
Ah, the metal Upa. The most popular and rarest of the Upas was the shiny silver metal Upa, like the one that we ended up getting on July 28th last year. For example, whenever there was a lottery for rare RINE Kakeru stuff at the convenience stores, the top prize was always a metal Upa. Not surprising since they sell on eBay for 10,000 yen. So they're pretty sought after. Mayuri once told me they sold for tens of thousands of yen at auction. Upa otakus. For some reason, Mayuri was wagging her finger at me.
違うんだな。これはね、緑のウーパさんだけど普通のとは違うの。この前やってた映画に登場した緑の妖精さんウーパなんだよ。
Apparently, Rintaro Okabe is still a plebeian when it comes to Upas. Come to think of it, there had been a RINE Kakeru movie out in spring. Had Mayuri sat in a theater full of little kids just to watch it? Possibly knowing
緑の
Mayushi.
妖精さん？
Indeed, the green fairy Upa.
映画のネタバレしてもいいかな。
Yeah, it's
These
probably
all
alright.
watching
We're never gonna watch it anyway. So why not?
今回の映画はね、バーチャル世界で悪のスーパーハッカーさんたちとバトルをするんだ。
So basically an evil version of Daru, essentially.
そのバーチャル世界が妖精さんの住む森なのです。スーパーハッカーさんはすごく強くてね、かけるくんもウーパもピンチになっちゃうんだけど、もうダメだっていう時にね、妖精さんたちが助けに来てくれるの。実はその妖精さんたちはかけるくんがお世話をしてた学校の花壇のお花さんたちだったんだよ。いつも優しくしてくれるかけるくんを助けるため 世界でピカピカーって光ってウーパと合体するんだ。
Seems to me that RINE Kakeru is sounding a bit like Digimon, digital monsters.
それがこの緑の妖精さんウーパー。すっごく可愛いしすっごく強いんだよ。
I wonder if Upas can digivolve.
まゆし感動したな。そういう話に弱いんだ。監督さん天才だよ。
Well, at least Mayushi is happy with it.
なるほどな。
As for Rintaro, yeah, it was rare for Mayuri to get this excited about something. I took a closer look and saw that the design was a little different from the standard Upa. I didn't know a lot about Upas, so I couldn't say exactly what was different, other than the fact that it has
このキ
wings,
ーホルダー
Rintaro.
ね。結構あちこち探してたんだ。
Apparently she's been searching for the Green Fairy
すっ
Upa
ごく人
for a
気があ
while
って
now.
ね。どこも売り切れだったんだよ。
But apparently Hans had one
ハ
in
ンズ
stock.
に残ってるなんて思わなかったな。
ラッキーだったな。
Yeah, indeed. Very lucky.
しかもこれが最後の1個だったんだよ。
Incredibly super lucky.
今日は来てよかった。オカリンとおじさんには感謝しなくちゃ。
Mayuri took the tag off the keychain, got her house key out of her bag and carefully attached it.
ねえオカリン、まゆしーね。これずっとずっと大切にするね。
Well, it was the least we could do.
おお、そうしてくれ。くれぐれも買って5分でなくしたりしないようにな。
Yeah, because she dropped the metal Uber out of her pocket inadvertently. But we won't speak of that ever again. But since the Super has got on a keychain, she shouldn't have any problems keeping it. It happened before, after all. Best not to dredge up those memories, so too little too late. Memories of July 28th flooding back into our consciousness. Like the metal Upa I'd won for her at the radio building. The metal Upa that is now in Russia. Mayuri had lost it no more than 5 minutes, and I skipped the dialogue. I'd wondered if she'd ever found it. I didn't really want to remember that time in my life, so my memory of what happened to the metal Upa was rather vague. Unfortunately, it took a plane trip to Russia along with Dr. Nakabashi and his plagiarized papers stolen from Kurisu. If it hadn't been for that metal Upa, those papers would have been burnt to a crisp.
もう絶対になくさないのです。
Seems that Mayushi has finally learnt her lesson. The two of us started to head back.
オカリンのお店のポップ張り切って作るね。
Even though Rintaro's father is going to have a heart attack once he sees the final product.
ああ、その作業があったな。
Yeah, she actually still has to make the signs. I've been thinking the job was done once we brought the materials. The real work actually began now.
俺も手伝おうか。
大丈夫。マユシーのセンスを信じてほしいな。
Seems like Mayushi is planning on shouldering Rintaro's burden this once.
ハートマークのポップを買おうとしてた時点でセンスを疑うぞ。
Yeah.
大丈夫だよ。
I'm not sure a greengrocer with anime moe culture on it could possibly be a good thing.
ポップを作ってくれるだけでもありがたいから 文句は言わないけどな。
Indeed, we won't be the ones complaining. Haha.
お母さんにメールしなきゃ。晩ご飯までには帰りますって。
So she's gonna make her signs for the Okabe greengrocer at her house.
なんなら
That sounds
うちで
nice.
食べてってもいいぞ。どうせ親父やおふくろが引き止めるだろうし。
どうしようかな。
Yeah, Mayushi seems somewhat unsure by Rintaro's offer.
オカリンは今日はこの後ずっと家にいるの？合コンとか行かない？
It's once again, Mayuri. It's not those kind of
最
parties.
近は全然行ってないよ。
And seems like Rintaro hasn't really been socializing at Tokyo Dinky University. Last fall, when I'd been trying to become a normal college kid, I'd forced myself to go to as many as possible. But lately I've been so busy with my studies that I hadn't had a chance.
そっか。じゃあごちそうになっていこうかな。
So it looks like Mayuri is planning on staying over at Rentaro's house after all. Mayuri took out her phone and started to type something, when... Her expression suddenly darkened. What's wrong, Mayuri? She stopped moving.
どうした？
You have an unusually sad expression on your face.
ついさっきね、楓さんからメールが来てて気づかなかったよ。
Apparently she got a message from Kaede.
どうしよう、おかり。
And now she's upset because she wants to stay with Rintaro, but she probably wants to go and check on Fubuki as well. Decisions. Mayuri seemed like she was on the verge of tears.
何かあったのか？
ねえおかり、前に言ってたよね。ふぶきちゃんは病気なんかじゃないって。
Yeah, that's true. Apart from a slight dizzy spell, she should be in perfect health.
ふぶきちゃん？中瀬さんのことか？来島さんの方じゃなくて？
Yeah, Kats...
あれって本当に病気じゃないんだよね。
Katsumi Nakase. And yes,
Oh.
she isn't sick.
おう、違うはずだ。
でも
But what? Mayuri showed me her phone. Fubuki's back in the hospital. I'm on my way. Here's the location.
また入院しただって？
That's, That's, rather unfortunate. But, can't be because the world lines have shifted, because reading Steiner hasn't activated. So they're keeping her in the hospital for a while longer, it seems. Which is starting to get really suspicious at this point. But, when we return, adventurers, we shall head over to the hospital and see just why Fubuki is being kept there for far longer than she should be. As always, until next we meet.